Welcome to my YouTube channel. I love all of you, my returning subscribers. Thank you for hooking up with me. I'm Niyi Dunmade, founder, CEO, Magnicraft Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps local churches to grow healthier through empirical assessment, trainings, and strategic blueprint. I'm also the host of Monday Morning Matters on Facebook. Please reach out to us on Monday, 7 a.m. Nigerian time. We talk on sizzling hot topics of the week to our audience on the Facebook channel. Today's broadcast is a short clip on succession planning in churches. And of course, I want to implore you, if you have any question for me, please go up the instant messaging and all our social media handles. We'll be able to get you across a good answer. And peradventure, if our answer and the question is so good that we can use it to help our larger audience, we will bring it up here. So what's the question of the week? Question of the week is such that we need to look at it critically. All right. It's a perfect question in that is a need for interim attitude, because as a lead pastor, you cannot be in that position forever. Okay, there are certain things that might happen. It might be maimed, die, anything, emergency things can happen. So we need to have that interim attitude by top leadership, that you have a specific time to do whatever you do. So succession planning is needed in churches. Now this is the question. We have started the conversation of pastoral succession at our church. I have never been a part of a church that has this type of plan. I know very little about it, need to know more about the inside processes and pitfalls. So I'm going to do a form of short answer and I give you some recommendations thereafter. Now, my hint is this: God is never caught up by surprises. We are the ones that are caught up by surprises. Okay, so we need to have a plan. He desires that we should have a plan, so that because of unforeseen changes that may occur, okay, emergencies, whatever. And the truth about it, the scriptures has also made it clear that there are going to be all kinds of disruptions, earthquakes, pandemic, wars. So we need to have a plan for those kind of scenarios. And to be candid, if you're a very good student of the Bible also tells you what to do when those scenarios happen. So we can always have that plan with the help of get the guidance from the scriptures. There's a survey in 2019 saying that 84% of churches do lack a written emergency plan for the lead pastor. So over 8 out of 10 do not have a written emergency plan in case something happens to the lead pastor. Okay, and then the biblical reference is from Matthew 26 verse 31. Then said Jesus unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night, for it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. So what makes the sheep to be scattered abroad is that the shepherd is smitten. Okay, so we need to make sure that we give some good emphasis on the shepherd, so that the devil doesn't smite the shepherd and then the sheep is scattered abroad. The sheep is scattered abroad. Okay, now let's go into the Jews proper. Preparing successors is very key and biblical. Okay, in the scriptures is very, very important. The Bible teaches that succession is very good. Model succession planning is also very good. The Bible is filled with all kinds of succession planning, succession stories, succession examples for us to learn. We have Moses and Joshua. We have Aaron and Eliza, Saul and Jonathan, Elijah and Elisha. Fantastic combination. Barnabas and Paul. As fantastic as Paul was, we had Barnabas who was able to disciple him and also give him the needed leads that he needed. We also have Jesus and Peter. So 9 tips to church succession planning. These are some of the processes we need to consider if you want to develop a succession planning for your church. Make it a mandatory action. Every local church must have a plan to have a situation analysis, a situation assessment, or an emergency plan with a condition of activation. What that means is that when that situation comes in real life, this and this and this is what we're going to do. In fact, if you have that pre-decision plan, it will help you to take a better decision when the occasion comes. So conditional activation will let you know that, okay, these are the conditions are met that for us to be able to activate our plan. A church cannot and should not do without this succession plan on a long term. Okay, because you as a senior pastor, you cannot live forever. Okay, you cannot, something might happen to your family, something might happen to you, something might happen to your capacity to actually deliver at the demand that the church is placing on you. And so let's go to number 2 quickly. Carry out a due diligence to plan the process with healthy pace. Okay, don't rush the process because emotions are involved, stakeholders are involved, so you need to have a healthy pace, milestones and timelines. Okay, when people have gone through their grieving process, we need to start to take decisions, we need to start to make some forward movement, and you need to have that milestones and timeline to be able to guide the process. Number 3, get the help of an experienced mentor. Somebody who has gone through that road before, who has had that wealth of experience, a coach, a consultant. But for example, a consultant can give you an objective perspective to the situation you are going through. Okay, and you have to know the person. Let the person understand your situation. So get the help of an experienced mentor, coach, or consultant. Number 4, create a robust leadership development process. Your church should have a leadership development pipeline. Okay, your discipleship should be top notch. In fact, most churches who are having issues with and problems with succession planning is that those churches don't have an internal way of developing leaders. They don't have an efficient and effective leadership pipeline. And so we need to create a robust leadership development process for varied options. So it's not just only the lead pastor, all the unit heads, the fellowship leaders, the pastors, deacons. We need to have a way of making sure there's some form of available human resource to replace them, to choose and highlight from selection process for a successor. All right, that is number 4. Number 5, don't build the future of your church around a personality. Create a system, create a policy, a procedure, create a structured system, so that what happens is that the system guides you. You are not followed by emotions. You are followed by yes, emotions is important. You are guided by a system, a structured system. Okay, a structured system. That system sustains far further than a personality can. Okay, a personality can. That's what Jesus Christ did when he died on the cross of Calvary. The system he created with the 12 disciples sustained the early church. Ensure, number 6, there is buy-in at all levels to support this succession planning, and a detailed standard operating procedure to aid transition process, so that when somebody is selected and it gets into the office, there is a guideline, a process, okay, to help or facilitate, to aid that transitioning process. Okay, transitioning process. Number 7, get someone who is disciplined and empowered to follow through with his transition period plan. So get someone who is disciplined to make sure that he holds the leadership accountable to follow through that process of transition. It might take a long time, 1 year, 2 years, whatever it is. Someone who should be there to make sure they are actually following through the plan. However, before activation of this plan, before this plan is executed, we need to review that plan every year, because the situations do change it. Okay, they change. Pandemic has changed a lot of things. Tomorrow we don't know what kind of influx that might come into the situation that might change the whole narrative for us. So we need to review that annually. Number 8, no one size fits all. The fact that this succession plan works for a church does not mean to work for all churches. Okay, but you can learn from it. Every church is different and unique. We need to deal with our own succession plan contextually. Okay, we should with what ifs in the mind, okay, and not just copying what is working in another church. Number 9, last one, trust God in everything. Be prayerful. Put your plans before God. Be prayerful, so that the transition process will lead to God's glory, will lead to more souls for God, and not be hijacked by the devil. How the baton is passed can make or break that transitioning process. Now, the end goal is not for the succession plan to be perfectly executed. The goal is for the transition to work effectively, so that the congregation continues to flourish on a long term. Okay, continue to flourish on a long term. Now, the summary of all this is that we need to watch out for power groups. Power groups are always looking for weaklings when there's chaos, when there's disorder. Okay, the power group looks for loopholes to be able to take hold of authority and power. But these three things will help you in the whole process. One, how is the baton? How is the baton of vision passed on? How is the baton of responsibility and authority also passed on? How is the baton of decision making passed on? Those three things are very key: the vision, responsibility and authority, and decision making process. The time to start talking about succession planning is now. If you don't have any plan for your local church, make sure that you start to kickstart the decision. Talk to some key leaders in your church. How can we have a plan in case something happens to me? Something happens to each and every one of us in the boardroom, so that we can be able to make sure that there's long-term goal, objective for your local church. 3 recommended resources. I'm not going to give you 2 free. Send me an email on niyi@magnicraftconsulting.com. niyi@magnicraftconsulting.com. I'm going to send you, just tell me the topic of this video and we're going to send you 2 of these books. One of the books is Next Pastoral Succession That Works. The one is the Elephant in the Boardroom, and the last one is Transition Plan. These 3 books will help you to be able to deal with whatever hiccups or insight you need to have a successful succession plan. Okay, so thank you so much. You will have any church related question or inquiries for me, please let us have them through any of our instant messaging on the social media platform. If you have any questions, please let us know. Let us have them. Okay, let us have them. We can go provide you some insights, some resources. Let's have them, because we want to make sure that you are not in confusion. This video has been helpful to you. Please give us a like. Do us a share to some people who will value the information we have. Share me out to your community, and please, I would love to hear from you. I've shared some things. Let me hear from you. Drop a comment. I love to hear from you. We do consultations. We do trainings. We also do strategic planning for churches. Reach out to us. We can help you move your church from where it is right now to where God wants it to be. So please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and then contact us. You need to, and we'll be glad to connect with you on a grand style. Till I come your way next week with another sizzling hot question of the week, I say bye-bye and God bless you.